Hello. So for part D, you're going to be using everything you learned in parts A, B, and C to complete this part. So what you have is you have a graph. And for this graph, you're going to take this line and you're going to write me the equation for it. So in part A, you learned the equation y equals mx plus b. You learned that this part right here was the slope and that this was the y-intercept. In part B, you learned that the slope was your rise over your run. And in part C, you learned that the y-intercept is where this line crosses the y. So you're going to put everything together to write the equations of these graphs. So I look at it, and I put the dots in here for you so you can easily see, because sometimes with these worksheets, it's a little hard to see where it actually crisscrosses. You know, a good example is you might look at it and say, well, it crosses the vertices right here. Well, actually it doesn't. It crosses it way down here. It comes really close here, it comes really close here and here, but it doesn't quite cross. So this way we'll have all the same answers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to figure out my slope. So again, I'm going to draw my growth triangle. So it goes up 1 and it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my equation is going to start out with a y, and you see that right here. And on your sheet, I also put it over here. Now, what was my slope? It was your rise. So how much it goes up is 1. And it's a fraction because it's 5. I've got to look at it and say, okay, it's got a positive slant, so it's a positive number. I'm going to add my x. Now, I'm going to figure out what the b is, or the y-intercept. So where does it cross? Right here? Well, in this one, notice that it has the number. So it's 2, 3, 4. So it crosses at 4, and it's a positive 4. So here's my equation. Y equals 1/5 x plus 4. So when I'm looking at this one right away, I know it's got a negative slant. So I'm going to write that in here right away. I'm going to put a negative. So I'm going to draw my growth triangle. This is a big one. Now I can start to use these, and I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it goes up 9 and it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's rise over run, so it's a negative 9/5 x. And where does it cross the y-intercept? It's right down here. So it's 2, 3. It's kind of hard to see right there because I put a dot over it, but that's a negative 4, so I have to make sure I put the minus 4. So my equation is y equals a negative 9/5 x minus 4. So this video should help you complete this section. If for some reason you still can't figure out how to find a slope, go back to part B, rewatch the video, rework all the problems, and then come back. If you're still struggling with how to find a y-intercept, go back to part C, redo part C. Redo all the problems, rewatch the video, get help again, and then come back to it once you've learned how to put those two together. So as always, you can ask me for help, but I do expect you to help yourself first by watching the video, by reviewing sections A, B, and C so that you know how to do it. If you are struggling, it's not okay to give up and just say, I'm not going to do it. You've got to learn how to do it. You got to learn, the first part of learning is trying. You have to try. And remember, if you fail is just, the abbreviation's first attempt in learning. So most people fail the first time they try something. Just get up, keep trying it over and over and over, and you'll get it. But make sure you use your resources to help you get it. And then once you've used those resources, I'm your final resource. Ask me for help, and I'd be glad to help you. Thanks. Bye.